Veronica Cavazos here, therapist with Community Health Network. I'm here to talk to you about how to survive Valentine's Day, specifically if you're single. So one of the first things that I was bringing up was that, Valentine's Day this year is a little tricky, primarily because we're still in the middle of COVID. We're still, battling, these social distancing, mask up, all these precautions that, we have to take. So Valentine's Day, a time where most people like to get together and celebrate and be with one another, it really, changes the dynamic of that. And if you're a person like me who's single, it makes things just a little bit more tricky than they would, in a regular year where, a pandemic wasn't going on. One of the things that I like to do is I like to get together with my friends. My friends are like family to me. They mean so much to me. And not being able to do that during this time has been a struggle. But I have, discovered that, reconnecting through FaceTime, reconnecting, through text messaging, phone calls has been so great, has been so much fun. And I think our friendships have gotten stronger and better. So for those of you out there have kind of, I don't want to say let go of the friendships, but just kind of haven't had, that connection there, reach out, schedule a little Zoom party. When COVID first started, that's all I was hearing about was that everybody was having these Zoom parties. I participated in a couple of them myself, with friends as we were all scattered out and, around the state. So schedule a Zoom party for yourself this Valentine's Day. Get some friends together, get some girls together, even some guys in the mix, and be like, hey, let's have a little party together and let's celebrate. Let's talk about ourselves, what's going on in our life, what we've been able to survive, what we've been able to get through, and empower each other. Get it going. Let's do this. Let's get that ball rolling with that. Let's have some fun. Another thing that I've also started doing more and trying to do more for myself is to pamper myself. Doing at-home spas, that has been a really, really good thing. That has been a really, really big thing, is at-home pampering. And I have found so many fun things, inexpensive things that I can use for myself to do for at-home spa treatments. A good moisturizer, a good cleanser, and maybe some toners or some under eye patches. A lot of these things I've been able to get at Walmart and Target for a steal. Some of these things are under $5 that you can get, that you can just treat yourself. One of the other things that I like to do is I don't just moisturize my skin on my face, I moisturize it on my hands and on my feet. Then I lay down in bed, put on something cheesy and funny and good on Netflix, and just relax. Hot bath. After the relaxation, I take a hot bath, steam shower. Oh, it's heaven. It's the best thing in the world. I love it. Little things that you can do for yourself that makes such a difference. Another little side note on that I like to have when I'm relaxing is I like to have a nice cup of tea. One of my colleagues that recently started with us here at Community Health Network, she's a new therapist over at the Scarsdale location. Her name is Maddie. She introduced me to this tea called Citrion tea. Citrus, and honey. Oh, it is to die for. It's sweet. It's just so tasty. It's refreshing. I absolutely love it. If you can find Citrion tea, I found it on Amazon I think it was for a big jar. It was about $10. I was like, yes, sold. Yes, that's for me. I like to have that at night before going to bed. It's hot tea, so it just warms me up, makes me feel so calming and just refreshed. And I swear I get the best night's sleep after having a cup of that. I'm actually going to have a cup of that after I wrap up this safe space presentation. I hope everyone is still with me and enjoying what we're talking about here, surviving Valentine's Day, especially if you're single. Another thing I've been trying to do for myself, and I suggest for a lot of people as well, is getting a good book. If you're an avid reader, keep doing what you're doing. It's so great. I try to practice that more. I'm not always the best at it. I tend to put a book down and then just forget where I was, or forget that I was even reading something. I want to work on that a little bit, but that's another very relaxing thing. Let's turn off the news. Let's turn off the TV. Give Netflix and Hulu, Amazon Prime, whatever you got. Let's give all those streaming services a little pause for a little bit. Pick up a book. Dive in, indulge. It's a great way to escape the reality of what we're going through right now. It can be anything. I've got a bookshelf right here of just so many books that I've read, some of them that I want to pick up again and start reading. I'm reading one right now called The Alice Network. It takes place during World War I and right after World War II, and it follows a young girl on the hunt for her cousin who was a spy during World War II. So it's a really, really good story, just a lot of twists and turns. I'm still trying to figure out. I always try to anticipate what's the ending going to be like, and I'm never successful. I should probably stop doing that. But curling up with a good book is another way of taking on the weekend and just taking care of yourself, doing something relaxing for yourself. Another fantastic thing that I think is so much fun is cooking a nice dinner for yourself. Do something good for you that makes you feel good about you. Let's do that. I'm telling you a lot of things about what I'm doing. I'm not trying to talk too much about myself here, but I'm telling you a lot of things that have worked for me, because if they've worked for me, I feel they can work for all of you that are out there as well. Make a nice dinner. It doesn't have to be fancy, like it means, so many things, but keep it simple. I get on Pinterest so much, and all of my Pinterest feed is primarily, recipes and ideas for food. I'm a big pasta lover, so I like anything with a side of pasta or that has pasta included, but I also like to do things that have a lot of vegetables in them, just so healthy. Last night I had a grilled chicken with Italian seasoning and lemon zest over spaghetti with a cream sauce. It took me 10 minutes to prepare everything, and I'd say at the most 20 minutes to cook and get everything going. It was delicious. Very, very easy to do, minimal ingredients. It was my favorite. The side note on this that I love having while I'm cooking is having music in the background. Music that makes me want to move. Music that makes me just want to make it fun. I'm on a Motown kick right now, and I kid you not, Motown has so many good jams. That's how I'm going to put it. So many good jams out there that just make you want to move and groove. So as I'm cooking, and I'm very cautious when I'm chopping, by the way, I am dancing around. And it's such an enjoyable thing for myself. So when I sit down to have this meal that I made, I'm like, good job. Look at what you did for yourself. It's so great. Would I love to have someone sitting there with me to enjoy it? I absolutely would. But since I don't, that means I have leftovers. So I don't mind having dinner alone sometimes. But if you want a companion or someone there with you, and you have that friend that you can FaceTime with, get them on the FaceTime, put them, set them up, plop them up, and you guys can have dinner, together. You're both being safe, you're both being socially distant, and you've got company with you while you're preparing your meal. So many fun little things that you can do for yourself, this Valentine's Day weekend. If you're in the Houston area, if you're, in this area, we're supposed to get some Arctic weather, I think. So fingers crossed that Houston gets some snow this weekend, since we missed it the last time. So another reason to curl up with that good book, keep warm, stay in, and reach out to those friends. Start collecting or start picking up some of those pampering products at your local Walmart, Target, or even the dollar store. The dollar store has a lot of inexpensive things that you can utilize for pampering yourself and spa treatments at home. Little things that we can do that maybe sometimes we overlook. Valentine's Day is hard for a lot of us, especially if you're single or newly separated or going through something tricky. There's a lot of us out there, but I think that if we work together and we support one another, we can make this more of a supportive holiday rather than just, love, hugs, and kisses. One little thing that I like to do, and I started doing this a couple of years ago, is I buy boxed Valentine's Day cards. The ones that you buy for your kids to give out at school. I like to pick up cute boxes of those and give those to my friends and to my classmates. I think that after elementary school, that kind of dies off for most people. But as an adult, it's fun to get little things like that. It's fun to just give that out, or even to get one. I used to always give it with a pencil to my colleagues at a former job that I used to have. They loved it. So it's nice to give little treats or little things to people around you. It makes me feel good because I know that I'm putting a smile on someone else's face. So just little ideas, little things that we can do, that we're putting good out into the world. We're doing something that is fun, friendly, and just enjoyable. Seeing the smile on my coworkers' faces is always a joy. It always makes me feel, so good. So if you can make it to Dollar Tree, that's where I got mine. I got mine at a Dollar Tree. I don't like spending too much for a whole lot of things. Got some Valentine's Day cards that had some little stickers that went with it, and started writing, names of my coworkers on there, and then I pass those out. Nobody really expects it, but it's something just fun and good, to do. Something interesting, not interesting, but just something fun that makes other people feel good. So if you're like me and you are single going into 2021 Valentine's Day this weekend, and you're kind of, in a rut about it, I hope some of these ideas that I've talked about today kind of help you to perk back up and say, hey, yes, I can do this. We can survive. And just to end it with this, I think that, being single is not a reason to be, sad or to be lonely. It's a reason to feel empowered. We've made it this long on our own, and think about all the things that you've been able to accomplish. Think about all the things you've been able to do for yourself. It is empowering. It is a big deal. It is a big thing. So be proud of yourself. Pat yourself, on that back. I have to remind myself from time to time of everything I've been able to do on my own. And it's a good feeling. It is a good feeling. We have freedom and liberty that sometimes other people don't have. But if you're single and you've got kids, hey, there are countless things that you can do with them as well. I talked to a mother with her young daughter yesterday, and I suggested, hey, do a picnic. If it's too cold outside, or if, like today it's kind of rainy and nasty, and this weekend we're going to have some cold weather, do an indoor picnic. Do a little fun girls, mother-daughter, pampering thing. Read books together. All these ideas that I shared with you today, they can be done with your kids as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be just for you. So a lot of ideas that are out there. If there are any comments, or any questions that anybody has, I'm going to check with my girl Mariela to see if anybody has any questions or any other information that they'd like to know. There was a website that I wanted to share with you guys. Unfortunately, we're not able to share it because it'll kind of mess up the feed a little bit, but I'll see if we can post it after. That way anybody seeing the video afterwards has access to that website and some of the ideas that I posted. But really, it was just Googling single girl Valentine's Day, and a lot of different websites popped up with a lot of good information and ideas. These ones that I shared with you today just happened to be some of my personal favorites that I wanted to share with you guys today. So to everyone out there on Facebook Live that joined us today, again, I apologize for the back and forth, for the interruption, for not knowing if it was really live or not. I do apologize, but I do hope you enjoyed your time here with me today. It was a pleasure to share some of these tips and tricks and fun little things to making this Valentine's Day weekend something fun for you and for family and friends that you get to share it with. So, happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Have a great day. Have a safe weekend. Stay warm and stay safe.
Yes.
Bye-bye,
and
y'all.
if you like to schedule an appointment with Veronica or any other counselor, please feel free to check our website. It's www.mychn.org or call at 281